Hey everyone, welcome to Clarity Tarot. I have a short little pick a card read for you today, which is What Do You Need to Know? And I'm using the Sacred Rebels Oracle, which I was gifted by the lovely Michelle. And when she gave this to me, she said, "It's because I think of you as a sacred rebel," which I thought was such an amazing compliment. And this is a really beautiful deck. I love the others from Elena Fairchild. I have her Rumi Oracle. And it says down here, guidance for living a unique and authentic life, which if we don't want that, I can't imagine a better way to say what life is all about. So we're going to be doing a quick read on what do you need to know. We have pile 1, 2, and 3. And a little life update. Feel free to skip this to your timestamp if you're just interested in the reading. I've been away from doing readings on this channel for about 3 months. In that time, I had a bit of a health crisis. Turns out I was just like very vitamin deficient, especially vitamin B1 from a few things that had happened. And I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't work. I couldn't exercise. It was really scary. I stopped doing readings for a while, and it really was just a vitamin problem. So I've been supplementing that and slowly recovering, and that's been great. And also in that time, I moved from Los Angeles, California to Greenville, South Carolina, which is the other side of the country and practically the other side of the world in terms of culture. It's very different, but I'm loving it here so far. So there's been obviously just a lot of logistics and everything with that. So there's been a lot going on. But I have appreciated the support that I've felt from each of you and understanding, and I'm gonna try to get back into this here now and post a few more readings for everybody. So if there's anything in particular you've been wanting to hear about, feel free to leave a comment if there's a particular topic that you're wanting to see. I'm gonna aim to upload 2 to 3 pick a cards a week. So we'll see how we do. But for today, it's just going to be a quick read. This is just such an amazing deck, and I'm excited to share it with you all. And thank you so much to Michelle, who shared it with me. It's been amazing to use this one. So we'll find out what Spirit has for you today. So again, we have pile 1, 2, and 3. Timestamps are below, and I'll see you at your reading. Okay, hi pile 1. So let's see what you have here. And you have the card, Defend to the End the Worthwhile. What is happening with this? Camera doesn't seem to be focusing. Okay, there's a little bit better. And this is card number 23. So what you need to know right now is that only you know what is the most important thing about this situation that you're in. You may be going through a particularly emotional time. Maybe there's a moment in one of your key relationships where things are just not harmonious and you're not seeing eye to eye. This card is all about really intuiting and assessing, like, what is the point here? You know, so if I'm fighting with my partner, is the point that we stay together no matter what and we are going to make it through this? Is that the point? Or is the point like we each have to follow our own journeys and we need to bless each other and allow each other the space to be ourselves? You know, there's some kind of principle in your life that maybe others around you may not agree with or see things exactly the same way. Another example that's coming to mind is maybe you're feeling very overwhelmed, and so all of your time and energy right now is going to therapy, journaling, long walks, emotional healing, and maybe you've pulled away from your friends or family and they're having trouble understanding. Or maybe you're receiving judgment from those around you because you're not putting as much time and effort into your career or into making money, for example. There's so many different ways this could be showing up for you, but the guidance that's coming through in particular is that thing that you know that's most important in this situation, defend it to the end. Like, that's the hill to die on. So it's the expression. I'm drawn also in this picture to, there's these dark streaks down her face. I don't know if you can see that, where it seems like she's been crying. But if you look at her eyes, she's very resolute. She's not distraught. She's not overwhelmed. She has this owl headdress, which I think symbolizes like the wisdom that she's gained from this experience. And inside herself, she knows what needs to happen. She knows who she wants to be and what she wants to see happen in this situation. So you might be on kind of a lonely road right now, pile one, where you see things clearly and you don't seem to be getting the reinforcement from others that you would hope for, or the affirmation about your decisions, but you know what's right. So this is a confirmation coming through from Spirit that yes, you know what needs to happen here. Stay strong, be resolute, defend to the end the worthwhile. So if there's any decision that you've made recently that you felt really strongly about, that maybe has received some opposition, maybe even at work, this is also confirmation that you're doing the right thing. I'm just going to pull a few cards from my playing card deck here to see if there's anything else from this message that wants to come through. Anything else for pile one, Spirit? We have the Three of Swords. Just acknowledging, like, this has been a heartbreaking situation for you. You've gotten to this point, though. Again, like with the tears and the resolution for this person, you've come through the worst of it. I'm also hearing your heart isn't going to break in this same way again. Obviously, there are other struggles in life that come, but this that you've experienced, oh wow, is not going to happen anymore. And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So you are rapidly approaching and improving towards your own personal happiness and your ultimate emotional fulfillment. Ten of Cups is a sense of being completely fulfilled emotionally. So, I mean, this is a pretty strong spread, going from the Three of Swords, total heartbreak and desolation, Eight of Wands, rapid improvement, to the Ten of Cups, which is the ultimate emotional fulfillment. So this reading is coming through with a promise for you, pile one, that if you do this, if you defend what's worthwhile, what's most important, you will reach that happiness that you're after. So that was your reading, pile one, short and sweet today. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. If it did, feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. You can book a personal reading in the descriptions. Instructions are in the description box, and I will see you next time. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. So for your reading, you received two cards. We have number 6, the Shock of the New, and number 29, Seeing the True You. Let's look at these one at a time. So Shock of the New, this card comes with a message that there's something new emerging in you or around you that may disrupt your life. This might be something like the arrival of a new person. Could even be like a birth of some kind of a person or project. It could be something new emerging in yourself that you didn't quite notice before. So you're seeing yourself in a different way, particularly combined with this card, Seeing the True You, number 29. So this card talks about releasing the perspectives that others have of us. It's easy for anyone, I'll just say it's easy for me to begin to see myself based on the way others around me are reflecting me back to me. But that's a very different thing than who I actually am. That's how others are experiencing me, which may seem like the same thing, but it actually isn't. You know, if I grew up in a family that isn't interested in esoteric things, personal growth, therapy, expansion internally, psychically, emotionally, and spiritually, and if I'm all about those things, I'm going to be reflected back perhaps that I'm impractical, that I don't know what life is really about, that I'm focused on all the wrong things, you know, and on, which that has a lot more to do with my situation and the people around me than it does who I am and my value. Easier said than done, certainly, especially if you find yourself in a place that is all beginning to see you a particular way. I'm wanting to tell you a story right now. So I'm thinking of a work situation. So this was many years ago now, and I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm pretty practical, task oriented. I'm a Capricorn, so I've always worked a lot, worked really hard, and been ambitious and reliable, very responsible. And I started working in this work situation where they brought me in because I'd made a lot of advancements for the organization, just like on a volunteer basis. And they had me join their leadership team. And I was the youngest person by 20 or 30 years. And as you can imagine, you know, some of my ideas and ways of looking at things were maybe more impulsive, fresh, maybe a little bit more modern. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not even that like cutting edge a person, I don't think really. But compared to people, you know, a generation or two older, yeah, I was. And so I started to pick up that others were seeing me as like, just like impulsive, kind of rash, unstable, maybe irresponsible. And I was like, what is this? Like, I've never been looked at this way in my life, except maybe by my siblings when I was smaller, because I was the youngest child. But it was such a strange thing for me. And I realized, oh, I'm actually taking on their view of me. It's interesting because of how I was feeling around those people and how they seemed to be viewing me. Like my experience of myself started to shift, and I started to feel really out of sorts, like really not myself, because I had been taking on some of that view. So I felt compelled to share that story with you. Maybe it resonates or you relate in some way. But there's some situation in your life where you're seeing a new side of yourself. And this could be like in the positive sense of you're seeing a new gift or talent emerge. You're seeing yourself change, maybe even in terms of like your physical body or appearance. And there's a new aspect of the true you that's coming out. And so there's guidance and inspiration here from Spirit that you embrace what new things that you're seeing, that you look within and see what's emerging and find a way to bless and support that. For a few of you, there could also be on the more, I don't want to say negative, but maybe the more disturbing side. Maybe you're noticing a quality of yours that you hadn't quite experienced before or understood before. Maybe something like selfishness or using people or places to get to where you need to go, or just a couple of examples that are coming to mind right away. And again, but this would, maybe you're noticing this, but others are seeing you as totally altruistic, totally giving, whatever the case. it's the same message here. There's guidance for you to accept this new part of you that you're noticing, finding a way to integrate it, give it space in your life. And how you might practically do that. So whatever it is that you're noticing that's coming online for you, or maybe that's been there a long time but you haven't noticed, see if you can explore that within yourself. Do some journaling about it. Bring it up in conversations, whether those be like therapeutic conversations with a coach or therapist, or with your friends. Maybe even if you talk to yourself, which I guess is what journaling is in a way. In prayer or in your times of meditation, just explore what's important about that part of you. Why is it coming forward now? What is the message from that part of you? And actually, let me, I'm going to pull a few cards here just for clarification, and I'm going to ask that question myself. Like, what is the message from that part of you? For pile 2. For pile 2, what is the message from this new part of them that's emerging? Okay, anything else? We have 3 of Cups and Knight of Swords. And 7 of Wands with the 9 of Cups on the bottom here. So the message from this part of you is, listen to me and I'll show you who your friends are, what community really means, who's most important to you, who really sees you and supports you. And it might result in some blunt conversations. It might result in you having to plant a lot of different seeds to see what's going to grow in your relationships and in your community. But that's what will help you ultimately find your soul tribe and the people that you're meant for. That's how you'll get to your dream. So there's some situation here, and this could be a family or any other kind of community, a friend group, a workplace, where something just isn't quite fitting right. Maybe you have some kind of perception or reputation in this group that just isn't really you, or isn't how you want to be experienced or seen. And so the guidance here is that if you're vocal a bit at a time about what's true and what works for you and what doesn't, over time that will radically transform your community, both how you're seen and the people that are attracted to you. I'm a big believer that we teach others how to treat us. And if you are more vocal about who you are and what works for you over time, even though that might result in a few awkward moments at first, eventually your entire life will rearrange to be more suited to what's most authentic for you. So I think that was your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if it did. And if you want a private reading, there's info in the description box about that. And thanks so much. I hope to see you next time. Okay, hello pile 3, welcome to your reading. You got card number 32, Faith in the Process, and I have my playing card deck here just to cover a little nip slip on this card for YouTube. So here's your reading. What do you need to know? The fact that you've received this card tells me that you're at a time where your faith is wavering. And what I mean by that is, sorry, that really scared me. 1 second. Okay, thanks for your patience, pile 3. So there's maybe there's something that you've been working on or something you're going through and your faith is wavering. And what I mean by that is it could even be as simple as like you started a new workout routine and you're not really seeing the results yet. So you're feeling impatient and you're also losing a little bit of hope. Like, is this even doing anything? Maybe you're in a tough relationship where you've been making some changes, you've been trying to be patient with yourself and the other person, and you just don't see the results yet. Maybe there's something physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally going on inside you that's been really disturbing for you and that you just haven't seen improvement despite your best efforts. I'm really drawn to this person and how they're basically in this position of begging, with the, kneeling down to the floor with the hands in the prayer position. And the message is coming through for you today that that whoever you pray to, like, God hears you. God hears you. And this isn't going to last forever. Faith in the process comes with a promise that, the process is leading to something. It may not always be your desired outcome, but it will always be to the best possible outcome, whatever that is for the situation. So you're in the refining process right now, which is where everything that isn't essential is being stripped away. It's painful, it's frustrating, it's slower than we want often, but you do have support along the way. I'm drawn to the two birds in this card that seem to be like giving support. Like this one's like hopping on her back, and this other one's like hanging out in front of where she's praying. So you may have a special animal friend or two that is giving you support right now. Even if it's not coming in the form of animals, there are more people around you cheering you on and supporting you than you may know or than you may believe. And so if there's times when you feel really alone and like it's difficult to continue on, Spirit's wanting to let you know that you're not alone, that Spirit is always with you. But in addition to that, there are many human and furry or winged friends who are also lending their support. So I just want to ask if there's anything else here that wants to come through. We have 7 of Wands. Anything else for pile 3? King of Pentacles and 8 of Wands. 6 of Pentacles on the back of the deck. So a couple different ways to read this. One could be if you're in a relationship with someone who's a King of Pentacles, somebody very stable, very successful materially, very focused on their job, their place of living, their coin. There are going to be rapid improvements in that situation, in particular, like the balance of give and take between both of you in the relationship. That's going to be much improved. If it's not that, and this is about yourself internally and your own stability, which could be, emotional, spiritual stability. It could be career improvements. It could be, physical, like the example I gave in the very beginning about like a workout routine and just waiting for that to really pay off. Or even just like some supplements or changes in your diet. Any of that is the changes that you're making are resulting in rapid improvements. You maybe just can't see it right at this moment. So to me, this is double confirmation that you're on the right path. The only thing that's wavering right now is just how hopeful and encouraged you feel. So I think Spirit's wanting to come through and tell you directly, like, you can have hope. Like, this is good. Everything is good. Stay the course. You'll get to where you need to go. So that was your message for today, pile 3, short and sweet today. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the description box for more info, and hope to see you again soon.